What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I want to have another conversation about grip. I've been throwing a pinch grip for a while now, and some things have actually started to change, and I think talking about some of these things might help you guys as well. I've been throwing a backhand basically every day for over a year now, and there's things that are sort of starting to naturally happen, especially with fairway drivers and distance drivers. So we're gonna start off with the putters, and then we'll work our way up to this T-bird here. When it comes to the putter, I'm finding that having this full power grip was never doing me any favors. So what I decided was that I was going to switch to that pinch grip. So now I find myself pinching these two fingers together and having the rest of my fingers spread out in a nice, comfortable fashion. This allows me to have a little bit less torque on the disc, my shot shaping's better, my release is more clean, and it's just overall good for my game. Now that brings us into the mid-range where things are starting to change a little bit. I'm still pinching here, and we call this front loading. And a lot of people talk about front-loaded grip, power grip. I'm starting to get sort of somewhere in the middle there, something that works really well for me. But we're still going with the pinch grip, and we have the fingers being a little bit less spread out and really being sort of smushed in underneath in the bottom. But most of my pressure is still on these guys. And as long as I keep my pressure on these two fingers, I'm getting more spin, better shot shaping, easier distance with consistency. And yeah, that's basically what's been working for me on these discs as well, the mid-ranges. The only thing that changes is I'm a little bit less spread out. The fingers tighten up a little bit, but it's still front-loaded. I feel like this front load is absolutely key when it comes to getting spin, power, control, all the things that you want on your backhand. I think this front load is absolutely crucial. Now, when we get to the fairway drivers and the distance drivers, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. We're still front loading here, but now when I get to the distance driver, I am starting to revert a little bit closer to the power grip, but I have almost little to no pressure on these fingers, and I find that the more pressure I have on these fingers, the less spin, the less turn on the disc, the worse release I'm getting, less control, like literally less everything. So when I'm holding these distance drivers, I'm squeezing the absolute heck out of these two fingers. These fingers can curl in, especially on the distance drivers, but there's not that much pressure on here, but I can certainly tell you that this grip feels really comfortable. So I go from a front-loaded pinch grip to a front-loaded power grip. So that's the difference between, for me, here and here. But I cannot emphasize to you enough that I've been squeezing this disc so hard now that my fingers are starting to get like really tired. Like it's a little uncomfortable. That's how hard I'm pinching the disc. I'm really pinching it so hard that my fingers and hand are actually getting tired. So I can't emphasize this enough. Some of these things might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but I think no matter what grip you do, I think most players would greatly benefit in general from having a front-loaded grip. And I think there's a big difference between a power grip where the force is evenly distributed and a front-loaded power grip where all of the force is on the front of the disc. Anyways, I hope the grip tips today help you. You're watching Iceberg TV. Please like the video, please subscribe, and take care.